As we do get closer to Election Day, we've been hearing a lot about political rhetoric and whether or not it should be criticized as contributing to violence.
Last week, we heard Governor Whitmer and several other lawmakers point to President Trump after investigators shared that they foiled a credible kidnapping plot against the governor. Critics of that response say it's only furthering division along party lines.
News 8's Lindsay McConnell spoke with a political science professor at Central Michigan University for some perspective.
Some people are directly connecting it to the rhetoric that the GOP has used, specifically calling out President Trump as having a hand in somewhat enabling this behavior, or really, I guess, empowering it in a sense. From your background, is that a fair criticism?
I unfortunately do think it's a fair criticism. The tone comes from the top, right? And so, of course, that kind of language is not a direct call for violence, but it enables and emboldens people who, when you rely on ad hominem attacks, when you refer to people, I think the recent attack on Kamala Harris was that she was a monster.
And this monster that was on stage with Mike Pence, who destroyed her.
Or the call this morning that people are animals that deserve to be locked up in cages. That kind of rhetoric dehumanizes people. And that's the first step toward being willing to commit violence. And so the tone of civility and the tone of respect for legitimate opposition has to come from the top. And then if it doesn't come from the top, I do think anyone else in a position of political leadership, and we have a lot of them because of federalism, is actually obligated to point it out and so that it doesn't become the norm and accepted. Because if we lose civility and respect for legitimate opposition, the loss of our democracy and a stable democracy is not far behind.
And over the weekend and even on Thursday, when the governor addressed this plot, she immediately pointed the finger at the president and other GOP leaders for the rhetoric. Is the finger pointing productive, though, in calling it out, or do they also bear some of that blame of needing to still work towards civility?
I think it's hard not to point out particular individuals when the examples are so recent. Sometimes people are misled. Sometimes people don't know the truth. And it is political leaders' job to clarify for them and to listen to them, but also tell them when they're wrong, right? And redirect their attention to something else, right? What's the real underlying problem, but correct them when they're wrong. And we see a wonderful example of this. But John McCain did this. He was at a rally. A woman says,
I can't trust Obama. I have read about him, and he's an Arab. He is not. No,
ma'am. He's a decent family man, citizen that I just happen to have disagreements with on fundamental issues, and that's what this campaign is all about. He's not. Thank you.
And he got booed. But he did it anyways, because that's what true political leadership in the United States looks like. You win by explaining your policy positions, not by calling each other names.